Hello, Performa family. I'm Brian Roney, and together with my lovely wife, Hannah, we are excited to welcome you to the Ignite series, a show brought to you by your Performa family's favorite recipes. Let's start our Mexican Fiesta with John Dube, our quality assurance manager, who provided this delicious and refreshing recipe for our first dish, salsa.
So we have some nice vine-ripe tomatoes. You always want to get the reddest tomatoes. Whatever the recipe calls for, when you go to the store, look for the nicest, reddest tomatoes. Don't go, but it said vine-ripe and all they have is plum tomatoes. Get what's always freshest. And that's one of the big things with this, using whatever is on hand and nice and fresh. So we have some sweet onions. Always want to use sweet onions in recipes. So I have some whole cloves of garlic. We have some jalapenos. We're going to wait for everything for just a moment because we want this to pulse. So pulsing it is a little easier. You want to make sure you get everything kind of consistent. If we just let this run, you'd have some of it be already soupy, if you will, and really smoothed out, and some of it chunky. And as much as we love this rustic homemade stuff, no one wants a whole thing of garlic in their mouth. Right?
Speak for yourself.
Now if you want to kiss that person.
Now that you see that it's got a nice texture. It's getting there that we have it. We're going to add in some lime juice and lime zest as well, which I got to say, really like this recipe that you had the lime zest in there, sir. And then we have some fresh cilantro as well. Now, I rough chopped this a little bit, but this is a big reason, too, why you want to wait for the cilantro at the end, because you want it to be chunky and taste it. If we did it the whole time, we would have like a brownish salsa because the way the cilantro would go. And then, like everything, salt and pepper. So now we pulse it. We see it's got our nice consistency. We don't want it too smooth. You want it chunky, right? We have our nice tasting spoon here. I'll let you guys let me know, salt or pepper.
Excellent.
All right, we're going right in.
I might just pound all of it.
Now this one had the jalapeno. I actually de-seeded it. Whenever you have a chili pepper, how's it?
Good.
Salt and pepper,
Actually,
good?
I think it's great. I don't think it needs any more. So what's the tequila for?
So this amazing recipe, actually, you know what? Go and pour it right in there. Has an option to add tequila to the salsa. Note the recipe says good tequila. In fact, alcohol, wine, all of it, whenever you're cooking, if you wouldn't drink it, why would you cook with it, right?
So are we thinking Casamigos here?
So here we only need to pulse it just a little bit, because remember, we want to pulse it as little as possible.
Interesting. Let's see what this yields us.
Don't drink too much of it.
Usually in one like that ratio.
Yeah, I think it's good. It actually adds a little bit of kind of burn to it.
Yeah, it adds another dimension to it.
But it's pretty mild. So the amount that was added is very acceptable.
So that's the thing too. Add different ones, add as much or as little as you like.
Next up is one of my favorites, chicken tortilla soup, which has been graciously shared by Mike Goebel, our owner from Missoula, Montana.
Yeah, so we submitted the chicken tortilla soup, which is kind of a family favorite. It's kind of our go-to recipe when friends come over, we have something going on, and like every single time they ask for a copy of the recipe to take with them. The one thing I tell people is always get the best corn tortilla you can find. Don't cheap out on the corn tortillas, and definitely make it in a hot pan. So your pan super hot, and then add the tortillas and the onions and the cilantro and the garlic and really get that going.
So first thing we're gonna do is get a little bit of vegetable oil in the pan. We got some small diced onions and garlic as well. We're gonna get those in there so they can start cooking. We're gonna add our seasoning. We got some cumin, a little bit of chili powder, and some cayenne pepper as well.
So what's that leaf you have in there?
And then we have bay leaves. In fact, if you want, plant one on your house because they're a natural mosquito repellent. There's forests in Georgia where there's no mosquitoes for miles, all because there's bay leaves everywhere.
I can really start to smell it now, too.
Yum.
Then we also have some diced tomatoes with the juice. We got all that flavor. Some fresh cilantro as well. So we got some good chicken stock. Then we're gonna put our chicken breasts as well. Okay, everyone, now that our soup's simmered for about a half hour, what we're looking for is not just to concentrate the flavors, but for the chicken to get real tender and shred apart easily. Now, Hannah's already went ahead and shredded the chicken for us, and we gave it a good taste because you always want to taste your food. That's a big mistake a lot of cooks make early in their career, guys. They're tasting this food. Did you taste it for salt? So we already tasted it and everything. We're going to serve it up nice. You can do a lot of different toppings with this. Here we have some tortilla strips. We got some shredded cheese, some cilantro. You can do some guacamole or just straight avocado, some
You ever think
sour
about
cream as
some
well.
jalapenos?
Oh, you can definitely kick it up like that. In fact, that's a great thing you bring up because a lot of times when I cook for a lot of people, you can always add the heat at the end. You can't take it out, so that's definitely a good time to put it if you want it just for you. And there you go, guys. Nice and fresh.
Beautiful.
You guys want to give it a taste?
Love
Absolutely. Yeah,
Delicious.
did a nice job.
I love that all the flavors are like being brought out in it. That's what I love about soup.
And I will say, Mike, I was a little reserved about putting the cilantro so early in the recipe, but you actually, you made the chef,
works.
you converted the chef. It works really well.
I love it.
To put the Olay in our Mexican Fiesta meal, it is time for apple tacos submitted by Eric Frazier, a sales rep from Oklahoma City.
Thanks, Eric. We can't wait to dig in. Chef D, take it away.
All right, now we're going to chef it up again, and always got to end a good meal with dessert, right?
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So we
excited
have
about
here, and this I
Tasty.
really like this recipe. It was a really good one. What we have here, we have some fresh apples that we peeled and sliced, some sugar, some cinnamon, and a little bit of nutmeg, and a touch of water, and we just cook those until they get nice and soft. Now, depending on the water content, it gets really, depending, not every apple is the same. You may need to thicken it up. You can use a little bit of cornstarch and what have you.
What type of apples are we?
We're using Gala apples today.
Okay.
You really can use just about anything, honestly. People used to use a lot of Granny Smith when it comes to pies or anything. Yellow Golden Delicious is actually a great one to use. Their starch content, they really hold their shape. So here we have some of our shells.
Dessert and tacos are like two of my favorite things in the world. So I am so excited about this.
Plus, if anyone's ever had like fried ice cream, you get that cinnamon sugar thing going on.
Oh, man.
So that's really good as well.
This
I
is
wish
dangerous.
everybody at home could smell this too. It smells delicious.
Unless you're counting calories and trying to cut back, then it's very good you're not smelling this, right?
Not on this show.
Now, you could do other fruit too. You could certainly do peaches. I could see those working well, although the apples just seem like the best way to go, really.
Yeah.
I'm guessing you are going to want some whipped cream on top.
Cream on top.
Okay.
Oh yeah. We're not
Yeah,
holding
bang.
back.
Go.
We're not
That's
holding
it.
nothing back today.
That's it.
A little bit of powdered sugar.
Yeah, and why
Oh,
not?
I messed that one up. I'm sorry.
There you go. Go for it.
All right.
All right. This looks like it might be a little messy, so don't judge
I'm
me
gonna
too much.
put-
You know,
over
it's
out
not a
there.
taco if it's not messy.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. This is just gonna explode.
It's like a churro meets apple pie.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah, it's very good.
Yeah. I'm finishing
Yeah, we'll
this.
definitely eat it all. I could do some
Excellent.
work on some of these.
Yeah. Well done. I'm a fan. This might have to be a staple in our household now.
Yeah, we'll have to try it out.